grab your blasters and blue milk because we're about to deep dive into the game where Hutts rule and three scoundrels drool. On this episode, we have Maui, who's returned from his trip across the sea, hopefully with some positive news we'll get into. And also the Berm again. Second time in 2 weeks. We're going to razz Bonez up and say that we're doing a young Skywalker and we're just fully replacing him and see how he goes with that. But yeah.
I was going to say, does this mean that Bonez is officially relegated to special guest?
On both of his podcasts, yes. That's going to be the title of the episode, and we'll see how long before Bonez notices or someone tells him.
I'll put it as the title on YouTube.
Bonez relegated.
Yeah.
So let's start with the guest. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Just a little sleepy right now, but I'm good.
A little sleepy for you.
Got my coffee.
Yeah.
You're at
literal
early morning for you.
Yeah.
It's really early. So when I hopped in here with you guys, it was 5 o'clock when I hopped in here with you guys.
So it's now 6.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 6 o'clock for you, 10 p.m. for me, and Wombrat's literally lunch, like midday, right? Or yeah. Because no daylight saving anymore.
No, we're still in daylight saving till the end of the month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was gonna say it should be the beginning of. I looked it up the other day. I think you guys are the same as us, and I think it's like the very beginning of November, or November.
No, the UK is, I think, a week in front or a week behind the US for going back.
Is it? Okay.
It's like it's really close, but when we go into daylight savings, it's like a month apart. So it's like, oh god,
why?
And that because we want to be strange buggers. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, so do we. So we got to be individuals, right?
Well, we don't even do daylight saving in my state. The rest of the country does it. Yeah, the rest of the country does it, except we don't. We're the only state who doesn't do it. Anyway, this week
that's weird. We have obviously the U.S. is huge, and we have a few states that don't do daylight savings.
Yeah.
But
this weekend, what daylight savings is going on in the world?
But more importantly, do you have states that are a half hour out of time sync and 45 minutes out of time sync?
Yes.
Because Australia does.
Yeah, no, we don't do that.
I have recently just found out about the 45-minute one. I thought that was bullshit until I looked into it. Yeah.
It's a very small area that's 45 minutes out.
Yeah, because it's too far away from. It's too far west of the half an hour time zone area, apparently. So they do 45 minutes, and it's weird. But anyway,
you know why it is, don't you? It's just so that they can get in the dinner queue.
Oh, I'm lost on that one. All right. So
remember,
how are you, Wombat?
You're just in a giant prison. You're just in a giant prison. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Did you bring positive news?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Like,
all right, you can stay then.
Yeah, like the fact that it's looking better and better every time the update bullshit with Relic Delta. The fact that I've talked to 2 different testers about it in depth. I've actually, whilst on the pre-show, which was Twitch only, we were sat there and I did another about 12 messages to the person that I'm talking to a lot.
Okay.
As I said, I only started talking to him properly when Relic Delta dropped because I was worried about the bullshit. They have admitted they're on the testing program and not publicly come out. Me and him have talked a lot. And I don't mean a little bit, I mean...
Did you know he was a tester when you started, or you just were speaking in general and then you sort of came out?
So, I was talking to him in general.
Don't give away too much. Now I'm regretting asking the question. Because I don't want to...
So,
Yeah.
So he's a creator that I talk to about weirder parts of the game. Like weird interactions, weird bullshitty things that I want to play with and explore. And we talk at least once a month, and it's like, we've already talked about the B-Wing. We jumped on a voice call to go through the B-Wing because there is some utter bullshit that has been missed in YouTube videos. So we're going to talk about it here because it's going to be fun.
Yep, that's coming up.
But I was worried about relic data and Delta, and I put everything down. Like, it was a massive message. And he came back to me and he went, give me half an hour. I'm about to finish work, and then I'll jump in a voice call with you. And that's where it started. And we talked about it. I went through it, and he was like, every single thing you've just said in that long message is exactly how every single tester currently feels, including myself. And that was it. At that point, yeah, at that point, it was, I now know you're in the testing program, but on top of that, I now know the rest of the testing program's going, this isn't good. And they're not just going, oh, it isn't good for Kyber. They're even looking at freaking Carbonite, the absolute ridiculous, outstanding matchups, and going, what are you going to do? You're going to get 10 points and hope. And a lot of what we were worried about, the main worry I had was that. And then I would go, okay, so what if they gave us access to Lightspeed bundles? Would that make it better? What's happening? Access to Lightspeed bundles permanently for under 4 million. That's going to help you climb out of
Another
Carbonite.
spoiler. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting all the spoilers out today.
Yeah.
And it's like, sat there, and it was like, when that bit of news dropped, it was like, okay, fair enough. Then we've had other news about what's going on with relic stuff. That made it a little bit better again. We've got to see these changes, though. This is the big important part. We've got to see these changes. If we do not see the changes, how the fuck are we meant to do anything? That's my biggest part, is we've got to see the changes.
All right. Let's keep going, and I'm because of this we'll be talking about.
So what about yourself, Mike? How are you?
I'm getting back to some sort of normality with work and life and everything. So been a bit chaotic, but I think we're back to normal next week. We've also got a holiday on Monday, public holiday. So for the King's birthday, apparently, maybe might be Labor Day. I don't know, but it's a day off, and I'll take it gladly. Yeah. So yeah,
could be somebody's birthday, could be Labor Day, whatever.
Yeah, I don't, because our government, state government, moved Labor Day from June to October. So I'm thinking that this is that day. And then someone also said that it was the Queen's birthday, but it's now the King's birthday because King's in charge. I don't know. Yeah.
I've not got any bank holidays written down.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So I'm getting back to a bit of normality, and yeah. Looking forward to the relic data stuff. Bit of fleshing out to be done, but I'm excited to talk about it at least, and I'm sure we will. All right, so what do we want to start on the relic delta stuff, the updates, or do we want to do the B wing and then come back to it? What are we feeling like?
So
We've already sort of talked
let's
about the
cover
delta.
let's cover the delta first, because it is the dangerous subject where we're all still wanting more information, and there has been another little update from the testing group.
Yes.
So
There has been. Okay, I haven't.
Do you want me to
Haven't seen
read the
that.
Fireside chat thing, or are we just gonna?
So
Everybody's
w-
surely
yeah,
has read it by now.
Oh, that update. Yeah. Okay, I've read that. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll fly through the Fireside for the details that we actually need.
Okay.
The update on Relic Delta before we cover that. So I will copy this and throw it over to Mike quickly. And because this can be shown publicly. So if I do that, Mike can throw it up on stream.
Oh, geez. Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be able to get.
I
up
forgot.
on
I
through.
I
Let's see
so
whether this works. Okay, it worked. Fuck, I'm getting better
yeah.
at this.
So the orange is what it currently is, and the blue
Yes.
is what it is going to.
And it confirmed to be going to.
It's so this is already what it's going to in the testing group. It's already implemented, and that's what they're using now.
All right. So if you're 5 levels
So
higher, relic levels higher, you're doing 200% more damage. And if
yeah,
you're 5 relic levels lower, you're having your damage reduced by 65
by
66.
66%.
So essentially, it's a
Which
266% damage
punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, swing.
Yeah. So up at that level, that I can understand why they want it extreme at that. Because you don't want a Relic 2 Phoenix team taking out a Relic 9 or potentially what we'll talk about in a bit. But you don't want that happening because that disincentivizes people. Now, I've already had a message because he's awake and I don't know why he is. And I asked him, can you just run Reaver for me? You can now beat Reaver at Relic 9 with Relic 5. That's a 4 delta difference. They're taking 100% more damage and 50% less damage output. You can still do it. He said you're going to time out. But you're going to take... so his one is, I've taken Angry Bird, Reaver, IG. I can't kill 5s quick enough and I can't kill the fucking healer. That's his words.
Okay.
So it's like, I've taken the 3 bad parts out of that team. I don't have the ability to take the next. So, considering that's a 4 relic delta difference, that's impressive. Just, this is the little snippets of data that I have loved. Finding out that it's not impossible. It's just rough as shit. Okay, maybe Relic 3 needs a tweak. I think that needs to come down a bit. So have it where it's like 5, 10, maybe 20%, then 50, then it steps right up. So it's like, we're warning you, it's getting rough. And then you get to a 4 relic delta difference, and it goes, no.
But the 100% is actually double damage. So relic 4 or 4 positive means you're doing double your damage. And 5 is actually 4 times damage.
No, it doesn't stack. This is the base value. So it'll be
Okay.
40.
Gotcha.
Say you do 10k damage, it would give you an extra 20k on your damage.
At 200%?
Yes. A 10k output would give you an extra 20k, so you'd be hitting for 30k damage.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I was doing 100,000 of mine.
Hey, Mike, can you zoom in on that graphic just slightly?
Maybe. Oh, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I also want to mention, so like with the -5, right? Like when we say it's like that's gonna be 266%, for instance, it's kind of misleading. It's gonna be 200% that they're doing to you, and you're -66 going toward them. So even though it's not like you're adding those numbers together. It's just you're doing significantly less, they're doing significantly more.
Yeah.
So if you don't have some kind of gimmick to win that match, you're either going to time out or you're just going to get absolutely smashed.
Yeah.
But this is where just the start of these numbers has been good. Like the fact that Phoenix can still deal with Reaver at a 4 delta difference is impressive. But remember, that's going into a turn meter train.
Yeah.
And you're not clearing the team. You're leaving it to clean up. He's already said to me at a 2 delta difference, Reaver has no fight. So if they're Relic 9 and your Phoenix was Relic 7, fine. It's easy. And remember, for TB, you need Relic 8 Phoenix. So
I don't really see an issue with, and I think this is where I might have a difference of opinion slightly. I don't really see an issue with like this Relic 5 damage, only because you really shouldn't. And I put out a video about this as well, but when you start getting up to those relics, the problem is that you're really killing people's return on their investment. Like if people are R9ing characters, right? And then you're bringing in relic 1s, relic 2s, and just decimating those teams. There's no benefit to having taken those characters to relic 9 at that point, because, and I get that it's because of team mechanics, stuff like that, but it does kind of kill the purpose of taking them that high if they're just going to get smashed by these lower relic teams.
Yeah. Like, this is why I do like the fact that a relic of 2 is fine for something like the Reaver counter with Phoenix. Relic of 3 gets dodgy. Relic of 4, it's doable, but he turned around and he said it took him 15 attempts to get one win that was clean. The rest of the time, it was clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up. So that in its own is really impressive that it can be done, but it's not impossible. But he has said that he's been trying the Relic 5 Delta difference for the last few days before he upped everything, and he can't do it. He just can't do it. And it's just like, oh God. If that is the case, that a 5 Delta just shuts mechanic returns down, that's great. Because at the end of the day, you should be investing in your characters and taking them up to put them on defense. A lot of the last year of GAC has been, here's a defense. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And you put in meme teams down or sarcastic little shitbag teams that drop your banners. This is going to be, I'm putting a wall down. Get fucked.
I think this is probably the closest to a happy level that I think we'll get to. So if you have a 3 relic difference, that is where I feel should be the punch up level. Anything more than 3 relics, that's not a fair return on my investment in my characters. If a character 3 relic levels lower can actually beat it. Like, why have I put that effort into getting those extra 3 relics? 1 or 2 difference, I'm happy with a when you're sort of thinking about Relic 8 versus like a Relic 7 character or Relic 9 versus a Relic 8, like that's can be a modding or datacrons as well, can really help out that sort of stuff. But anything more than 3 relics, I think that there should definitely be an advantage to persons put the investment in.
Yeah. And I do
200%
agree
still a
that
bit, when I see 200, well, it's kind of like, that's the number for me that sticks out. I just don't know whether I'm comfortable with 200%. But I guess if
so
you're over relicking, like if you've got the advantage in the relics, then that's fair return on your investment.
so the main reason I'm not too bothered by that now being the end is because at a 5 relic difference, like you're talking gear 1 against relic 5. Well, gear 12
Well,
against relic 5.
yeah.
So do you want
Well, gear
your
13
brand
actually.
new gear 13? Do you want your brand new team getting smashed by a gear 12 team when you've invested to take it to relic 5? Or, well, relic 4.
Yeah.
So you've taken a brand new team to relic 4. Do you really want it getting trashed by stuff that's not even relic?
Oh God, has that been
Yeah,
thought
and that's
about?
a
The
good
relic
point.
4s that aren't 7 stars now, has that been thought about in the testing? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Don't
Yeah,
go
but I
any
don't. I
more.
think they. Yeah, I think they went into. I mean, because they did that update knowing what was already coming, right? So, and I think that partially comes into account for like doing all these events with the stars. Like, yeah, we get that you don't have them starred yet, but with this upcoming change, you're going to need to be able to relic your characters in order to be competitive. So let's go ahead and allow relics at lower stars. That would be my assumption because they knew what was coming, right? Um,
Well, we'd hope so.
and I like what you said. Yeah, yeah, I would hope so, right? And I like what Womprat said, just because, like in their article that they posted, they specifically called out like my example that I'd given, with the Gear 12 Malicos going against the R8 Ray.
Yep.
Um, when I went back and watched my video, he obviously didn't do like the final kill, but he was essentially just smashing this team. And that's I have a Gear 12 Malicos and R3 Star Killer. The only person that's actually like a good decent relic on that team is Seer and my pre-taunt tank, and that's it. Other than that, it's really just Malicos destroying the team, like and Star Killer, Malicos and Star Killer destroying the team. And I remember the first time I did it, everybody was like chat was like, "This isn't gonna work, Berm." Like he's not even relic. This isn't gonna work. And then I just smashed him, and it was like, oh, I guess that will work.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that like if somebody did it to me, obviously I'd be irritated, right? Like if I went back and looked, I'd be like, "You really? This is what you won with? Like this is what you beat me with?"
Mm.
So I can see it. I can see it. From my point of view, I loved it. I love it because it's like I put
Yeah.
almost no effort into this Malicos and I'm winning. Whereas they've got an R8, R9 Ray, and that on their end, it's like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. And this is why I am so much happier that they're doing what they're trying to do. The main thing they really do need to sort is the matchmaking. Like,
Oh.
I know that Meathead has been made aware. And it's not a little bit aware. He has been made aware by everybody in that group that the matchmaking needs to be sorted before this hits.
Yeah, I mean the matchmaking's already hosed, right? I mean, we're adding additional stuff into GAC, but we're not fixing the current problems. And by that, I mean earlier you mentioned the um the matchmaking in Carbonite, for instance, and it's like this isn't going to affect that because if you're in
No.
Carbonite and you're under 1-2 million, you're already fucked, honestly. Because you already can't beat those teams. They are already throwing 4 GLs on defense for people that are just starting the game. And it's
which are
like,
high
so you're already only
relics.
getting 10 points. Yeah, which I'm already getting. Well, you're already going against GLs and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm only 600K. Why am I going? I can't beat this account. Like, so you're already only getting 10 points. And then that's just going to compound on it. Like, say you do end up unlocking some teams that aren't GLs, but that are able to like maybe off meta the team or double two shot them. Now you can't even two shot them or anything. So
And this is the biggest part to that update, that they've confirmed that newer characters will not use the same type of gear as the older ones. So it's basically you can focus on getting your older characters up whilst doing new ones, which is also really nice because that means you can effectively double growth your account. You're working on something gold. So say you're working on a Malakos counter. So a Ray counter with your Malakos team and getting Seer up and all that lot, that takes time. That is not a 10-minute job and you're done. But imagine now going into it knowing you can do that and work on the new 2 bounty hunters that are coming out. And split your focus. You're not being mashed for it.
The only problem with thinking about the Seer team, right, is it's what, 7 Omicrons?
Yeah.
For the team.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh yeah, at 1 million, go and get this.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, you would be able to go, oh, I don't have this. I've got him in my account. I've got him unlocked. I just haven't spent the shit on him yet. I haven't spent shit on Seer. I haven't done this. I haven't done that. And go in, you know what? Done. That's my side farm team whilst I'm working on this new team.
Okay.
Being able to, how many times do we say as creators, stop flicking between projects, stop trying to do too much at once, focus on one goddamn thing, finish it, and move on?
and it can be rough to do that, but it looks like you're
Yeah.
not making progress. But if you don't do that, you're not making progress.
Yeah.
So
we need to see how it's implemented. We need to see how it does. So I'm not saying it could be perfect. I'm not saying it's going to be right or anything like that. What I'm saying is we have got a chance where you could be going, okay, I'm going to focus on GL Ray because that's my old shit, and I'm going to chase whatever the fuck's new. And be able to do both at the same time, knowing you aren't getting battered for doing 2 projects. You try and do 2 projects at the moment, you're fucked. You are crawling through them.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, that bit of that whole thing for me is potentially the best news we had for lower accounts. Because they can chase the new and chase something old at the same time. That's probably the best bit of news from that.
I'm worried not worried. I'm not worried, but what does it mean for the players who have everything already? We have no old like I literally have no characters under gear 13. What's happening with all that gear?
They did kind of mention something here. So they did say that there is going to be the ability to buy signal data from the
Scavenger.
What's it store?
Yeah.
The scavenger,
Yeah.
So I think what we'll probably have is the scavenger is where we start burning that shit. And we're just burning it for signal data.
All right. Yep. All right.
So my only thought about that is, how much is that going to cost? And the reason I say that is because, like, when you start getting into like the harder to get like relic mats, right? That is expensive shit, dude. Like that stuff's expensive. That is not. That's like, that's like you're spending all your MK2 raid so that you can go buy a couple pieces so you can just scrap it.
Yep.
So if it's something similar to that, it's like for like your account, Mike, I mean, I guess that'd be great because it's
Oh, I'm
you
worried
don't, like
about
you just said, you
having.
don't have anything to spend it on. So
I'm just worried about having like 2,000 Carbontes. Like, if all these new characters coming out are not going to use them, and I have all the other characters already at Gear 13, and I'm not fucking special. Like, there's probably thousands of accounts that are, relic one minimum. What do we use all that, you know, years worth of Carbontes
So
and stun cuffs and all that sort of stuff.
and
so
that's the
I
gear system though, right? Not the
yeah.
relic system. Was that the relic system as well,
Well,
or
that's what
just the
like.
gear system?
What does that get used on if the new characters aren't
Yeah.
using that
So
gear?
Well,
so
you
what
just scrap it, right? I mean,
Maybe.
all of it. Like you just scrap literally all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
so what my hope here, and it is a hope, is that we have a good few options for things like Carbantes and the Chirotechs and the stuff that me and you are hoarding because we're hoarding it. And most people that are entering the end game are sat on 2,000 of it and going, new character, bottleneck, you're just straight to Relic 1. Go away.
Yeah.
So the guys that are at that stage, I am hoping we can spend those materials that we have hoarded on those ones. Don't care if it's expensive. I wouldn't mind if I have to spend 20 to 25 Chirotech to get one of the last relic material. Relic signal data bullshit.
Signal data, yep.
The horrible one that is horrible to farm. If it was 25 to get one, I'm going to burn shit tons. I am honestly going to burn shit tons. As long as it's a decent enough investment, I will turn around and go, oh, well, I'm dropping down to 2,000 of each. Bye. And I'm burning the lot. Why? Because that's the worst signal data to get your mitts on. And I'm so far into the end game. 2,000 of them, I'll be back to 4,000 in under a month. I don't spend them.
Yeah.
So the advantage here is with them saying that that's going to be available. That is the potential for the whales to turn around and go, well, this shit gear that I've been hoarding because new characters banned. And it is like, yeah, it is the whale food, guys. I'm being very whaley here.
On that, and that
I'm
was
not
where,
gonna hide it.
yeah, when I read that, that's where my head went straight to, because that's the impact it's gonna have on me, right? Any new characters, I had always had enough gear to basically go to Gear 13 relic straight away. And
You
if they're gonna
didn't for
change
Hondo.
that, I was like 2 pieces off. And that was because they didn't show me what I needed to farm, because it just came out. But yeah, what is that? How does that affect me going forward? And I just not a lot of answers currently. So, and that sounds really, really whaley, that I'm worried about that with everything else that's going on. But that's just where my account is, I guess. Yeah, like just the thought of, oh, we're gonna scrap Chirotechs, when like a lot of the community is like, scrambling to get
screaming
enough.
for Chirotech.
Yeah, and here I am like, oh, I'm just gonna scrap 2,000 of them. I get it. It's a bit shit.
The big part for me is my baby account now is 2 years old. It has powered through, and it is sat past the Chirotech bottleneck. It is sat on about 2,000 of each on its own. It is, if you know to farm Chirotech every single day, you get past that Chirotech bottleneck very, very quickly. It's
Honestly,
just
it kind of kills that like the point of Zepho Mando though.
yeah.
For a lot of guilds. So now instead of people being instead of people being like, oh, we need you to be Zepho Mando ready, right? When you go to join a guild, they don't care anymore because the people in those guilds already have, like you were just saying, Mike, everybody's already got at least gear 13 on everybody. So you don't need those anymore. If it's a new system, you don't need those anymore. So that those missions don't matter anymore.
I think
Other than the fact that you want them so that you can um get the extra stars for TB. That's the only thing you're using that for now. Whereas like with my account, I need those every month so that I can stay ahead of the Chirotech crunch.
I think
And I
like
think that's where
your account's burn would still need a lot of Chirotech, right? So someone in that,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
there's still going to be a good chunk of the population who needs the Chirotech, but there is definitely like a lot of accounts that have passed that need. Like, and it's, if you are in one of those guilds where they are doing Zepho and Mandalore and getting the Chirotech, like, yeah, I haven't actually farmed a Chirotech node for I months, 6 months probably more. I don't know. It's been a long time.
like you get to a point where you don't need to.
Hmm.
And that is a very long way down the list. It's not, oh yeah, I've got to it in a year. Like you look at the baby account has got to the point where Chirotech no longer matters. But I have that income from Zepho and Mandalore. I farm the node every day. Even though I'm past that point, I still farm the node every day because the same node gives me shit for relics.
Bronziums.
So why would I not?
Yeah.
Why would I not still farm it? And it's like, if they're going to make that old bottleneck that with a little bit of knowledge of the game and how it works, and you can slowly build up enough to go, hey, I'm not in a bottleneck anymore, or it's not as bad anymore. If they're going to start doing that, imagine Burn, for instance, they turn around and they say, you can get one for, say, 20. So you've got a character, you've got to spend 100 on it, or you can get the last 5 you need to take somebody else to Relic 9. Which do you do? Do you take one character up the 2 gear pieces? Or 1 gear piece potentially? Or do you go, nah, fuck it, I'm taking that up the last Relic?
Well, with Relic Delta, I'm going to take the last guy to Relic 9.
Yeah. And that's what it could potentially do for us, is unlock that moment of, shit, I've got an hour before lock-in, I've got 200 Cairo sitting there, that character could be finished, or I could put a relic on right, or I could put a relic on Slacker, or I could finish this, or I could finish. It gives you that minute to go 30 minutes before lock-in, I want to finish this. And potential to do it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think with the Relic Delta, getting that last relic is going to be more important than, oh, I got this character geared, right? Unless, I mean, you're going to be able to take him really high. It's because he's not going to be usable anyway. And that's what I try to tell people too. Like there are a lot of newer players and like mid-game players and stuff that they'll just be gearing people and stuff like that. And I'm like, just remember that um you don't always need to unlock all these characters right away because they're not usable when you unlock them. They're not even they're honestly, most of the time they're not usable until you relic them for most things. So don't rush into that and just start trying to get that character work like. And obviously it's weird because I have a lot of unfinished stuff and I've gotten a lot better about it, but knowing how to play the game now. So it's just I agree. I would say take that character up to Relic instead, but the fact that you have the choice is nice, yeah.
Yeah. And it's trying to give players more choice, trying to give us more access to more relics.
Mhm.
It's very obvious what they're doing because they have confirmed in this exact same thing about Relic 10. We'll go into that in a minute. But this is the how to explain it. This is they're at least giving us options to potentially accelerate our accounts and not have to worry. That's the biggest part here, is not having to worry about accelerating your.
I've got a question. Doesn't need to be thought about overly a lot, right? Relic Delta comes in. You've got, let's look at like a Sia Malicos team, right? Because that's Firm's spoken about it. On that
Yep.
team, what relics would you gonna get those characters to?
Me personally, I would usually you stop at 5, but with the with Delta coming in, I would say, I mean, 5 is still doable because they would need R9 for it not to, because the 50% damage. And then what was the other side of the coin was
I can bring
let's
it back
see,
up.
I've got it pulled up right here. The other side of the coin was 33%, so I'm doing 33% less damage. I mean, that's already kind of, because Ray hits really hard, right? So I mean, I would say you need to be within that 2 delta probably. The 3 delta might work depending on your mods, and but 50% more damage to your team, you're gonna start losing characters when she boops you.
Okay.
So
So the biggest thing for me is, I've always said, it goes down to where your account stands. So, like, for the big account, everything currently goes straight to R7. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Anything new goes to R7, and then depending on whether it needs R8 or R9. That's it. It's just, here is R7. That is my new base for anything new, and I'm catching the rest of my account to get to R7. That is going to take a very long time. I don't think by the end of this year I can get to R5 as my baseline. I want to. But this is the look at your account. If your character is a benefit at Relic 7, take it to 7. If it's an attacker, consider 8. If it's a tank, consider 9. And that's what it comes down to is it an attacker? Right. Well, 8 is the best place for you. There is no point unless you need protection, health, or you're tweaking the absolute maximum out of your offense. So if it's a offense modded character with offense cross, offense triangle, offense set, you're sat there going, okay, I'm probably going to take it to 9 because it's the last tweak of offense I can pull out of it. You don't need to do that. That is whale thinking. You do not need to just go, oh, I'll take it straight to 9. You could go, well, 8 is enough.
All right, so you've just answered my question, or answered for me. In my head, I'm now thinking Relic 9 on attackers is a must. It's going to give you the most benefit.
If you are running
or
offense,
the potential for the most damage is if you've got a 5 Relic Delta. So you need to have a Relic 9 attacker against a Relic 4, right? But if it's 9 and 5, you've still got double damage. If it's 9 and 6, you're still getting an extra half of what you're hitting. Like, it just sort of, in my head, I see now attackers as Relic 9 and like supports probably still stay at 7, but you've now got tanks and attackers at Relic 9s. And I just don't know whether that's something I'm comfortable with. But
well, we're also looking at this, I want to say slightly, I don't want to say wrong, but we're looking at this in the game in its current state, and Relic Delta is not in the current state. It's in the
Yeah.
future state. Relic 10 is also in the future state.
What about that?
And we're not we're not yeah, we're doing our baselines based on the fact that we can only go to R9 right now.
Yeah.
And when this comes out, we don't know how long until R10's coming out because we don't know how long they've been working on it. We don't know where it's at in development. So we really need to look at it. Like, I think the baseline is actually going to be closer to R8 just because, again, we have R10 and we don't know what stats get boosted with R10 either, right?
Not yet.
So we don't know anything about that. So I think it might be more of a R8 is the baseline for most characters, and then R7 for support, that sort of thing, maybe. But then you have to remember, I mean, if you're only going to R7 and an R10 attacker AoEs you, they're doing that 50% more damage as well. So you could potentially lose your support, which is usually a key character for keeping your team alive.
So the main thing that I'm thinking, I don't think for most people they will need to move to Relic 8 as a standard. Simply because Relic 10 is going to be a Kyber 2 and Kyber 1 thing near enough instant.
Except for my Bane, he's going immediately.
Yeah. So if your character, if you've got like 1 or 2 on your account, that's not going to make a massive difference. Because, okay, it's 1v5. You clear it down to just that. You take your Relic 7 trash team in, and oh, look, you'll grind through. It will be a grind, but you'll grind it out. And that's probably the bigger thing here, is the chance to actually clear everything but one of them and then clear it later.
The other thing that I haven't seen an answer for, and I might not be looking close enough. If you have a Relic 10 character versus a non-Relic character, what is the difference damage-wise? Okay.
Maximum. Once it hits the Relic, the delta of 5, that's it. It's over.
Okay.
There is nothing above it.
Okay. All right. So if you have,
I mean, it's so. I mean, Relic 5. I mean, that 5 difference though is so high, Mike, that it's like. I mean, that's there's a really reason to go beyond that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like if you have a Relic 5 character versus a Relic 10, they're going to be doing the same or have the same negative effect on their damage as a Gear 12 would. Just the damage from the Gear 12 is going to be lower naturally, but there's no actual negative for, Relic 5 versus Gear 12 on a Relic 10 character. Is that right?
There is definitely reasons why you wouldn't want to do that, because you are going to get your ass handed.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, there's no difference damage wise or disadvantage or advantage for the Relic 10 between a 5 relic difference versus
the
10.
The advantage there is kit.
Okay, yeah.
I see where you're getting at too, Mike, is I think I see where you're going with this is if you're not going to go beyond Relic 5, there's no point in taking it past Gear 13, for instance, because the damage is going to be so significant and it doesn't change. So until you get past Relic 5, you're not really doing much. I think the only aspect that would really take effect would be in you would still want to do it for if there's an assault battle or TB, something like that. That's where you still have the benefit of taking them up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Is for doing the PvE section, a portion of the game, rather than the PvP section.
Well, I'm thinking like going back to your Malicos again, right? If I have a Relic 10 Ray team, what is the difference between, I mean, it's going to get smashed anyway at Gear 12, but what is the incentive for you to get it past Relic 5 or to Relic 5 versus Gear 12 that it currently is?
I wouldn't do
So,
it if I'm not taking it past gear. If I'm not taking it past relic 5, there's no point in taking it at all
You need to go
because it's not
way
because the
past
damage is so
5.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go way past 5.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Okay.
this is where I stand on this bit, because this is a bit of a weird bit. If they do go down this route, which we know they will, but they're probably going to tweak the numbers yet again, I think the level 3 is a bit too much. I don't care too much about the 4 and 5. That is, make it scary enough to put people off. And the whole idea of that is, oh, you're going to take this to Relic 5. Now, everywhere but like Kyber and Erodium, that's going to be fine. You are not going to see people with well, you are in the current matchmaking, but you're not going to see just permanent ridiculous accounts with all Relic 8s, Relic 9s, Relic 10s. Most of those big whaley accounts are in K1, and there's a few in K2, and that's it. There is very few way down. Now, do you have a chance of running into them? Yes. What happens when you run into them? You hope they don't play. Because that is your only way you are going to win, is don't have them not play. It sucks. But say you run into an account where your highest relics are all Relic 3 and theirs a Relic 4 or 5, you have a chance still. It's not putting it out of the realm of possibility. And if they do fix the matchmaking well enough that we're actually getting matched correctly, could you imagine seeing a group where you actually got a fair matchup? It's all fairly matched up. There might be the occasional hiccup, like what we have with the Erodiums jumping to the top of K1. There may be the occasional blip where there's one person in your group that really shouldn't be. But you have that. We get matchmaking sorted. It would actually encourage all of us to keep relicking. Because if you've got fair matchups and it's like, we'll take your Malikos. You've got a Relic 5 Malikos. Okay. But now you're running into Relic 8 Rays. And you're starting to get an iffy feeling. You then go, oh, I'll take my Malikos to 6. You're now destroying those 8 Rays, and the Rays are now suddenly 9s. So you go, oh, well, my Malikos 1 jumped up and dealt with the Ray. Let's put him up to 7 now. He's now dealing with the 9 Rays again. And then eventually, when you do get to that point where Relic 10 is quite common, you're seeing it and you're going, oh, fuck. That's the point where you go, you know what? Take my Malikos to 8. And now I'm within 2 Relic Delta, which doing no real change for me. But I'm absolutely demolishing them still. And I think that's where, if they can sort the matchmaking, this becomes God tier. Because it actually encourages you to relic. It stops this, like, there's been a mentality for a long time where it's, here is a character that is a requirement, and oh, look, they were required at R5, and about 90% of people in this game have them at R5.
I think
They're,
First Order is a good example of that.
yeah,
Womp Rat. Yeah, because like for instance, my First Order pilot, stuff like that, there's no reason. It's like I got the relic requirements and they haven't been touched.
yeah.
I didn't even, I mean, other than remodding my whole account, other than that, I would have never touched them in the first place. Like they just sit where they're at and there's no benefit anyways. Granted, that's a pretty useless team, but I just to your point, like a lot of times you get the relic requirements and you stop touching it.
Yeah. And it's like the perfect example is actually the Jabba team. Because the requirements are all 5. Well, Bausch is 7 on a second one, Lando is 7, Chrysanthemum is 5. No, Lando's 5, Chrysanthemum's 5, Bausch is 7 because of Leia, and Embo is 7 because of Lord Vader. Now, you look at the top end teams that are running ridiculous jabbers, they're 7s, 8s, and 9s. There's not a single 5 left on there. Chrysanthemum is one of the most annoying tanks in the game. Take him to 9, he's damn near unkillable. He gets a fucking pain in the arse moment. And if a counter goes wrong, it's usually Chrysanthemum just being that little bit too tanky. And you're sat there going, fuck, I can't grind through now. Or you can't grind through Chrysanthemum quick enough to get to Bausch, and Bausch nukes your entire squad because she's doing more damage. And that's the whole idea of this is, I think this is more to encourage relicking and to stop people going, oh, well, I've got the Jabba team. I'll leave them all at 5. I'll take me Jabba to 7, though. So you've got a Relic 7 Jabba and the rest of the team's at 5, and I walk in with Wampa and laugh. And that's the thing.
Yeah, not even a good Wampa, just like an R5 Wampa. Or an R3 Wampa, because that's the minimum. Again, that's the minimum requirement. So,
yeah. But it's like, when they do these crons in the future, we need to see how the crons interact with Relic Delta. Because I think there is a possibility that Relic Delta is going to get scary if we have things like Defense Cron. I think Defense Crons need to stop if this is coming.
Or you could just
bring
the defense down, because a lot of the defense crons that are going like 300-400%, right? Those are built-in mechanics on the FDCs, right? Most of the time, those are what they are. So stop adding defense to those and stop just automatically giving so much defense. Lower the percentages that you get randomly, stuff like that. Because even in the game's current state, it's just too much defense. It really is. It's just too much defense.
So the lowest percentage that anything can usually get to is around 100% if you max all of them out. Apart from things like offense, which is substantially lower, which is fine. We do not need 100% offense crons. No, don't do that shit, CG. Please don't. But if you even just cap it at 100%, combine that with that 66% reduction, or a 50% reduction, or a 20% reduction, this calculation goes after everything else. The new Relic Delta calculation for damage reduction goes after everything else. So it would be after your datacron reduction. So it isn't as big, because if this was the first reduction and datacrons came at the end, that would be horrifically wrong. You would have massive reduction issues. It being this way around is better, but you're looking at it going, oh, well, I'm at, say, 100% defense. It knocks it down substantially. I think that's a drop of like 50-odd% to the damage. And this is then a damage reduction calculation. It's not a defensive reduction. It's just a calculated, here is the damage. This is now what you take. And you're reducing that down so far with defense that number's going to become pitiful, even with 100% as the maximum. I honestly think Datacrons, it's fuck defense off, never let defense get back in the game. It has to be treated like dodge. I don't know if you were around during that dodge meta, but I am so happy they said that dodge will never come back.
Yeah, I remember the you can't hit Lord Vader era. Yeah,
It wasn't just that. You were talking Rays.
That's just the one I remember. Yeah.
Rays that had like 400% dodge. So you had your JTR that had 400% dodge. And then on top of that, you had her natural dodge. So loads of people during that time Relic 9 their JTR to get the mastery up, because her mastery stack is dodge. So she was starting the fight with like 60% dodge on herself. Then you added the 400% dodge. The issue wasn't, oh yeah, it's just a Ray team. It was, how the fuck do I hit that bitch? Like, you just sat there going, oak, oak, oak. No, can't do anything. Imagine that then with the damage difference. It's like, poke, I hit, I actually hit. Oh, fuck. Shit, I did nothing. I did like 3 damage. And that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see such ridiculous damage reductions where there is no chance at all to do something, and then stats making it even worse. That is probably the biggest, scariest thing that we could have in the game. And I just never want to see that.
Can I ask one final question about relic data stuff and move on to the next topic?
Yep.
Have you got
Yep.
anything else you want to add in, Berm?
No, I'm good. Yeah, no, it was a good discussion about it.
All right. So this question, I am 99% sure was Egnard's and Pico on the Zeta protocol. Just, credit where it's due. The topic of matchmaking and with the Relic Delta stuff, do you think that naturally, granted it could be 6 months, right? But do you think naturally we will get better matchmaking through the Relic Delta stuff over time? Do you think it'll become a point where we'll get matched up against similar GP Relic levels in general? Obviously, there's always going to be 1 or 2 crazy, but do you feel like it's going to help the matchmaking organically?
I think personally at the mid to late game, I think yes. Just because you have a lot of people punching up right now, right? And then running into accounts that they have trouble with. You're gonna immediately run into accounts that you have trouble with. So it's gonna immediately temper some of the matchmaking naturally, just because you're not going to be able to beat some of these accounts unless they're just not playing the game, like Womp mentioned earlier. And so in that sense, I think, yeah, it will help with the matchmaking system slightly. I think they still need to do some tweaks and balancing to it in general. But I think, yes, it overall, it will possibly even out the matchmaking slightly. Yeah. And that not to people's benefit, but to, so not like to the benefit of the community. Like these people who are punching up might not be able to punch up anymore, essentially, is what's going to happen. It's going to bring them down. But then that, at the same token, that also means that these people that are really good are now going against people their own level, their own GP, and they're just demolishing them, right? So then what happens is they go on a little tear, they get bumped up, and then they end up beat, and now they're 0-3, 0-3, 0-3 until they get knocked back down.
Okay.
So I'm in a kind of similar boat. I think it will help with some of the matchmaking, but I also think it won't. So at the moment, there is too many bugs in the matchmaking where you're getting Erodiums jump to the top of K1. You're getting Erodiums or people that from Carbonite that jump up. I had one messaging me the other day at the end. He's gone from Kyber to Erodium. He's 2.5 million. And he was worried that he's going to get trounced. And I turned around and said, You are just going to get put up against accounts that you cannot handle. Except the crystals, keep trying the fights. But I think until they actually sort their whatever it is that's doing the calculations that is causing people to randomly fly up, until they sort that, we're still going to have problems with matchmaking.
But generally speaking, do you think you're going to ignore the random outliers? do you feel like you're going to get matched up with similar accounts to yours, say 6 months down the track, if CG do nothing other than ignore the
So
random one? But yeah,
no, I don't think it. I don't think it will get better without them doing something. I think their thing that they're using to calculate the like where people go to at the end, like I said, I think that's where the issue is. I think the issue is in what they're using to calculate it more than like the actual calculation. So I think they do just need to do something to make sure it works.
yeah. I think organically the players who are still punching up are punching up because they are good players. I feel that they are still going to be on the high. So imagine like the brackets that are currently there, where we've got Kyber and Erodium and all that sort of stuff. I feel that the better players are still going to be towards the top, where you get whether you up in Kyber 1, Erodium 1, whatever. Regardless of where their account is, I still think they're going to be pushing up, right? Because they're going to be able to figure out that they can get away with this counter at a 3 relic difference, and it might only be 1 or 2 characters they have to do. So I think that there's not going to be as big of a shake up, let's say, for those good players who are punching up. The players who are just sort of playing but not really playing like I sort of do, I think will drop down, and that's probably a fair. The people who are taking GAC seriously will end up higher up than the people who don't. That's fair. I don't see any problem with that at all. But yeah, I think organically we'll get to a point where we would match up with very similar accounts in general. I don't think we're there currently. Maybe, like, definitely the Erodium being in Kyber 1, that's a bug and they need to fix it, right? Absolutely no, like, not disregarding that, but I don't think there's a lot they need to do about the general matchmaking. I think that will balance itself out down the road. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page as well that they do need to fix the matchmaking in general. My thought was like Carbonite, specifically Carbonite, just because that's where I've seen the most problems. I have a baby account that I created that's only like 300K right now. And then I've got even my 3 mil account is in Carbonite, almost out, but still in Carbonite. And then the guild I'm in, it's a lot of people in Carbonite, right? And so people posting their GAC pictures. Hey, here's my opponent. Hey, how do I do this? How do I fight this guy? And that sort of thing. So it ends up being um again, it doesn't affect those people at all because those in the regard of having a hard time climbing out of Carbonite, because you have a bunch of people not playing the game consistently, I guess is a better way to put it. So you have like 8 million to 14 million accounts in Carbonite, and they're in there because they don't play GAC most of the time. They join GAC and then they don't fight, or they'll fight one battle and they'll lose the other two, stuff like that. And I think the only way to fix that is in Carbonite. You kind of have to put a GP. You have to add. You don't make it a GP matchmaking, but for Carbonite specifically, you have to add some sort of GP to your algorithm, at least for lower tiers, just to keep from even going against those accounts. Because otherwise, you can't get out of Carbonite without just very luckily getting proper matchmaking. Because the only accounts you can beat are accounts similar to yours. You're not gonna you can't beat the other accounts whether you have Relic Delta or not.
I think, yeah, if it's close-ish, I think that a good player will find a way around it. But if it's your 300k account
Yeah, when you say
versus
close-ish, though,
if your
you're
300
talking like a
counts,
million or two, right? A couple mil.
maybe not even that much, right? Like when you're talking your 300k account versus an account even with 1 GL, that's too big of a bridge, right? But like if I was in bottom of Kyber 1, top of Kyber 2, they've got all the GLs, they've got all the new characters, everything's relicked. I think that a good player will still beat me. And I'm happy to admit that. Like I'm not fatal, I'm not Passion X or any, like not even close, right? Um I would get my ass kicked by one of them, even if I had an 18 million account, right? Like they'll find some way around it. But I think if it's close-ish, we're reasonably, same sort of Omicron, same relic-ish levels, I think that a good player will still win. It then comes back to the matchmaking at the lower end where you've got the 300k account versus the person with even 1 GL. That's definitely needs to be guaranteed. Like no debate
Yeah,
there
I
at
don't
all.
think they. The only reason I don't think they necessarily fix that is because then they're negating these LSBs that they're putting in permanently, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
now just by having just somebody just goes and spends, at least from the leak, it looked like it was $10 and $20 to essentially have so $30 and you get SLKR essentially.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of negating people who made an account and then bought that because now they are immediately getting put against these other people when you made your account at the same time. So I don't it's a tough system to try to manage, honestly. But
And I guess that probably puts a priority, let's say, on going and getting those light speed bundles. If you are a 300k account, like your little account, right?
yeah.
You want to be competitive in GAC, maybe that's your thing, right? You do want to be competitive. You need to spend money on the light speed bundles to get you in a place where you can be. If you're casual and you're just cruising, you're gonna have a bad time in GAC, right? Like maybe that's
Yeah.
fair. It doesn't, not a very good taste in my mouth, but I guess it's the
Yeah,
same
and
at
back
Kyber
to your
level.
point though about your big back to your point though about your big account, right? Like somebody has you on a like you guys have a lot of the same stuff and they just are better at GAC, for instance. It also comes down to efficiency. And I think this was mentioned somewhere else that a lot of like in Kyber, it comes down to efficiency, right? So these lower, I know Womprat earlier was saying like with the 3 relic delta, like you can still beat these other teams with the 50% damage. What we didn't mention is um, I was talking to Egnards, but then he also mentioned in his videos and he spoke about it. There's no efficiency there. So if it comes down to an efficiency battle, there is no efficiency in those battles. You're losing people. There's no undermanning. There's none of that. It's if it's an efficiency battle, you lost. You're going to lose because they've got more higher relics than you.
Yeah.
So even though you can beat those teams, you can't effectively beat those teams. Like you can't efficiently beat those teams. And so you're not getting the banners that you need to win those battles. And so the only way you're going to win at that point is you're going to have to hard stop them
Yeah.
in one of those areas.
Yeah, the main part for me is we've got to see how it all shakes out. We've got to see if they change the numbers again because they've gone down 3 times now. This is the third time where most of those low end have gone down. It might be that we get a fourth one and they drop it even further.
We've
It
got
might be that it's,
the next number is the final one. I'll
Yeah.
bet my left testicle that the next numbers will be the finals.
Spoiler alert, he already doesn't have one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had 2 kids, I'm done, so it's not really that much of a bet. But no, I think
But yeah,
this is CG's. They've given it to the testers. This will be the last roll of the dice for us, I feel. If people are still completely outraged, it'll go down and that'll be where it'll stay. Yeah.
But yeah, this has like been a subject now for 2 weeks. And it is causing a lot of outrage. It's like I occasionally do look on Reddit at things and other bits and pieces and watch other
Good game.
creators' YouTubes all the goddamn time. And it has not been a great 2 weeks. But this little bit of news has been massively better than anything we've had in a while. So don't see it as it's just bad news. See it as this is potentially great news. We just need it to work.
Yeah, and we've also only discussed the PvP aspect, and we could go on about this for a long time, by the way. But
With
I mean,
days,
PvE wise,
yes.
yeah, PvE wise, this is actually beneficial to a lot of, I think, almost everybody actually in the game. It's actually beneficial to pretty much everybody in the game, except for with the exception, obviously, of Conquest. Before you guys rip me apart, with the exception of Conquest,
That like
which has been
Conquest
brought
is
up.
literally my only, and it's not even it's more just the ones where we've got to get 60 debuffs of one specific
Yeah.
debuff. That is my only concern. PvE or PV, player versus monster or whatever you want to call it. That is my only concern in Conquest is that we will kill them off before we even get a chance to debuff them. Because
Yep.
Padawan Obi-Wan,
Damn.
most people have him at Relic 9. He's just gonna fucking murder people at Relic 4. Or Relic 5, I think is the last. Sector 5, right? I think it's Relic 5. So
Honestly, I think he's gonna murder people all the way up until the 2 relic delta.
yeah.
I mean, because mine's only, I just got mine to gear relic 1. Sorry, I just relic 1'd him. He was only gear 10, and I can tell you at gear 10 in hard conquest, I was still killing people too fast sometimes.
Especially when you start getting the right data discs and stuff like that. Like he
That's what it
just,
was, right? Like with
yeah.
weak point, weak spot, whatever. He debuffs, all of a sudden he gets that bonus attack, bumps up his offense significantly, and the whole team's gone.
And this is why, specifically with him, I am loving Zealous Ambition because it actually affects Padme, Queen Amidala, sorry, not him. Because she's
Yep.
support. He's an attacker, so he gets no bonuses, which is why it's fucking brilliant. Absolutely no bonuses to him to doing his kills. So you do get a little bit extra time to do your damage and your debuffs and all that lot. What makes it hilarious is when Padme then goes, I'm going to open up with my AoE. Oh, everybody's dead. Because I have done that too many times this week and then remembered with her just mass assist hit 1 because her mass assist calls everybody, gives the debuffs, and then she attacks.
So you get all the debuffs, yeah, and then
kill them.
and then kill them. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I like it.
So it's like, okay, I've at least got some. And then then it's with I've been using Padawan Obi-Wan with JML a lot because you literally just go coin him, coin him, coin him all the time to Padawan Obi-Wan. Yeah, you're going to kill things very, very quickly. You are going to kill things. However, Padawan Obi-Wan is buffing the shit out of your team. And you're giving all the debuffs before you actually kill with Padawan Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Win-win.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to have to do like 20 fights to get 10 bloody debuffs or 20 debuffs just because I'm just going to keep nuking the same bastards over and over again. I don't want to be stuck to, oh, you need JML again. Like it was even there was a video that I put out, was it last year? And I can't remember who it was for Conquest. And it was, you are going to have to use JML. That is the answer. JML and Padawan Obi-Wan was the answer to the issue. Because it was one of the more rare feats where it was like, you need 60 of this. And it was just like, there's Padawan Obi-Wan and like 2 other people in the game that
Was it
give
like
it.
Breach?
No,
because that's Luke.
Breach is
Jedi
JML,
Knight Luke.
Jedi Knight Luke,
Yeah.
Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon build.
Yeah.
But there's been some horrible debuff combinations, and I'm really hoping that Relic Delta doesn't fuck this up, because I love Conquest. I love making the videos. I am fearful of what is to come.
All
but
right.
We'll see when it lands and go from there.
Next topic.
Yep.
Okay.
Fire away.
What do we think Relic 10's going to be?
Oh,
Because it's the bottom of the Fireside.
topic...
The Fireside chat was that Relic 10's coming, right? What is it?
I'm hoping it's not the joke from further up, where it's just give everybody 100 speed and a load of offense. Really hoping it's not that bullshit.
I don't think they're gonna do that. I think maybe it's an overall stat boost, because right now they've got each relic level, right? Like I think they kind of hit different stats along the way for boosting. And then like you guys were saying, R8 is an offense stat, like a big boost to your offense. R9 is a big boost to your tanks. I'm thinking maybe R10 could be a boost to a few stats that didn't get focused on in R8 and R9, to make like supports, stuff like that, maybe more viable.
Okay. Well,
I'm hoping here. So we've got tanks that are bonused at Relic 9. We've got attackers at Relic 8, 7-ish, stroke 8. I don't know.
so I think it was even in our chat. Might have been Owie. That said Relic 10. Oh no, so Jack Daniels it was. My hope for Relic 10, they slow release it, a few characters at a time, and R10 includes a new ability, like make Wampa Omicron permanent at Relic 10. So like they get
I mean, that's an interesting idea.
additional ability, or like an extra level to an ability that it unlocks, that you can get. Yeah, maybe not an Omicron material, but you go to Relic 10 and Omicron. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm hoping not. Because if they start adding bits like that, it's going to get complicated fast. They just need to do the percentile stats that they've done the whole way through and leave it there. The other thing that I'm worried about there is they turn around and go, oh yeah, we're going to release a few characters at a time with Relic 10. They're never going to do that. They want the whales to spend. And the best way to get a couple of the whales to spend is go, oh, by the way, your full Relic 9 accounts, they're not max anymore. Go Relic 10 them.
Okay, but counterpoint to that specific thing, how did Omicron start? And how are they right now? Omicrons were
So
like one or
the
two
only
random
reason
existing characters, and now like every marquee has a at least one Omicron.
Yeah, but they're trying to make long-term changes and simplify the game. They
Yeah.
specifically called out actually that keeping up with all these abilities and kits and stats
Yeah.
and stuff is somewhat difficult for them because there's so many that they have to try to balance. I can't imagine they're going to add in some sort of Omicron system into the relic system as well,
Yeah.
just because of
It
balancing. And
wouldn't.
again, they're trying to simplify and they're not trying to compound the problems that they're having.
I honestly think that's why they need to stick with make it either a support layer or make it the proper attacker layer and go from there. If they make Relic 10 an attacker's like Relic level, so it gives a shit ton of offense, holy crap, you're going to see an influx of Relic 10. You are just going to see things like Drogon, which we'll be talking about in a bit, jumping to Relic 10 instantly. We need to see what stats it gives.
I think if they were to do that, I think you'll find that they'll give a bonus for support characters. So, like with the, like I was saying, like I feel like the attacking characters now have to be your highest relic characters in the team. Tanks are already going to be that relic 9 because that's where we sort of have them at the moment. So we're sort of the support characters are sort of lagging behind in any real need, let's say, to get them up to a high relic, other than, making sure they're sort of relic 7 and not relic 5, I guess. But what is the benefit to move them to relic 9 or to relic 10?
And this is where it is going to be that have an honest conversation about your account, sit down and help yourself understand what you are getting and understand how things work. So it's like you need to, although we do say that R9 is the tank tier, it's not a tank tier. It is a tier where tanks are benefiting the most because they have health, they have protection, that's what they want, and that's what that tier gives. Whatever they put in R10, we'll work out what gains the most from it. It might be healers, it could be support, it could be damage dealers, it could be that they put a fuck ton more health and all of a sudden R10 is now a tank tier. We call it a tank tier because of the benefits in that tier that are the benefits for that class. So when you look at attackers, you're looking for offense, you're looking for crit chance, crit damage, anything like that. That is usually in R8. So why would I go higher? I don't need
I
to
mean,
go
they
to R9 to get less offense.
they
I would get
addressed that.
more.
They
Yeah.
addressed something similar to that though in their post, in the sense that they specifically called out that people don't take really anything other than requirements and tanks to R9, because it's the tank tier. And that's why I'm kind of going with my thought on they might kind of do an overarching stat boost to everybody, because they don't want that to happen again where it's like, okay, well, you only need to take healers to R10, or you only need to take attackers to R10 or something like that. You know what I mean? They've seen what what happens with R8, R9, right? Where R8, like you were just saying, is only attackers. So unless it's a tank or an attacker, why are you taking it to R8? That is also being addressed with the relic delta as well, though, because now it's like, oh, well, you need to, just so you're not at a disadvantage. But I don't think they would want to counteract what they're doing by giving just one stat to one select um, subcategory.
But
And
that sort of
that is the bigger point. Go on, Mike.
I was just thinking, like, if you were offered health and protection on any character, would you say no to it? Like, it doesn't matter
No.
what character. At the end of the day, health and protection's gonna help. You know, Malakos is gonna
But we
help.
do. But we do
Jedi
every
Knight Anakin.
time.
Yeah. Right.
So-
But we do right now. We do it all the time. I mean, we say no, we wouldn't turn down health and protection on characters, but we do it every time we don't R9 a character
Yeah.
because it doesn't need it.
Yeah.
We do choose not to every single time we have to make a decision. Who do I want to
Yeah.
take to R9? Well, I'm not taking that guy that's not a tank, that's for sure.
Correct. Well, that's why I'm like, I get that we all at the tank level because of that's what gets the most benefit, right? But
Yeah.
it really doesn't negatively affect any character. Like,
No.
it's actually sensible to have characters at Relic 9 regardless of what they do.
So just for a little bit of info on this. So once you reach a certain point where Relic 9 just becomes who is my next Relic 9, which is where I am. With the big account, I am sitting there going, who is my next Relic 9? I really don't care half the time. I'm sat there going, okay, I'll look at this one, or I'll look at that one, or I'll do this. I'm not actually thinking, oh, this is my next Relic 9. What I'm looking at is who gains the most benefit by me taking it to Relic 9. That's it. That is literally it, is who gains the most benefit from going to Relic 9.
Can we mention Steve's comment in chat?
Yes. I already know that I'm going to end up with weird-ass Relic 10s.
Yeah. Yeah. So you obviously have Relic 9 sub goals on Twitch. It's going to have to be Relic 10s now. Or soon. Relic 10, yeah.
Well, currently, the first one at risk is actually Savage. Depending on when you guys finish it and when he has to go to Relic 9 currently, but he could be the first Relic 10 requirement.
I think it'd be a great Relic 10, though, man.
Yeah. I'm not going to deny. At Relic 9, he is a monster because of health, protection, offense. He's just get fucked on a Treya team. But the one before it, was R9 Treya. So I would have had an R9 Treya and an R9 Savage on the same goddamn team. And you're sat there going, don't want to poke that. Don't want to poke that. If this had been like when we had finished Treya, could you imagine an R10 Treya and an R10 Savage on the same team?
Yeah.
You'll be staring down the barrel of it just going, nope, don't poke it.
Yeah. Do I want to? No, I don't want to.
All right. Do we
It's
want to
that
move
moment,
on
though,
to...
I'm going to try.
Do we want to move on to the kit?
Yes.
Yeah, let's keep moving on.
Yeah.
So the kit we're going to start doing in our fun way. This is a little bit more complicated for me and Mike. Less complicated for our guest. Because they just get to listen to us to go, right, now over here, now over here, now over here.
What do you mean the two of us? This is 98% you and me going, oh, yes. I knew that.
So I need to now mark 3 ships on my side so I can get to certain bits when I need them.
Okay.
Where the fuck are these ships? Oh my god. I can't believe I'm looking for these either.
Do you want me to do the general thing while you're doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also going to definitely need the toilet before we begin.
Okay.
So
well, you go
I will quickly do that bit.
All right. So this is the bee wings and fries, which is another, once again, Meathead's come up with a catchy little topic or title. So his light side, obviously, is an attacker and a rebel. Do they mention his pilot? Yeah. So Captain Drogon is the pilot, which Wombat actually picked. So good that he's not here to. I'm sure he'll bring it up, but yes.
I can still hear you and talk to you from here.
Well, hopefully you're not in the toilet at the moment. But anyway, so this character, ship, sorry, is for home one, which means that the rogue one is gonna go with profundity, and then this is gonna go with the home one fleet. So he's going to be a reinforcement for home one. I'm sure one brother get into more details on the other strategy sort of tips. So he's going to be, or the B Wing, sorry, is another marquee event which starts like 3 days time. The pilot has been confirmed, Captain Drogon, as I said. Yep. So yeah, that's sort of the
Right.
main thing.
So we're going to cover a few bits before we actually get into the kit.
Okay.
Because
I got
as
time to go
part
to the
of the
toilet
bit
now?
of, yes.
Okay.
As part of the bit which you've just gone through, it talks about an update to the ship that we need to talk about first, which is the home one. The update to the home one says if there is no deployed scoundrel ally and the B-Wing ally is in reinforcements, home one gets a bonus turn at the start of the battle, with only core reinforcements and Mon Cala cannons available to use. Mon Cala cannons, I think, is his basic. Yeah. So he's not brilliant, but you can call reinforcements, which you're going to want to do. And reduce the cooldowns of core reinforcements by 1. Now, straight away, that says to me, you're just going to pull the B-Wing in. But there are other things to also consider. Remember, with the turtle, we no longer need the what do they call it again? Ghost. Because I could the Phantom, sorry. We no longer need the Phantom to do the core reinforcement bullshit. So why don't we move that over to the home one? Which then means that one, Phantom 2 has no protection. 5% evasion for each active rebel ally, so you're going to actually get more evasion for the Ghost. There's a lot of bits that we can do, like inflicting target lock. Now, just remember all that before we get into this, because it will ask for target lock a lot. So pulling in the Phantom and then the turn after the B-Wing. So you've got 5 things out in turn 2. Might be a bit crazy. But we'll go into that as we go through. So let's start with the basic.
All right. What the fuck's the first word? Girl Hill? Something heavy laser cannons. Alright, final text is deal physical damage to target enemy with 20% chance to target lock them for 1 turn. 100% if the allied capital ship is home 1. If the allied capital ship is home 1, Rebel B-Wing gains offense up for 1 turn. So target lock, the debuff is inflict evasion down to target enemy for 1 turn.
Yeah. So just that alone is brutal. Because offense up in ships is not a massively common thing. And as we've seen in game, he has a ridiculous offense value to start off with. So he is going to hit hard. Really hard. So, okay. Giving us percentage up on offense. Yep. This is going to be a very hard hitting ship. Evasion down just means you're not missing, but 100% on the target locks. So get fucked. Also, another reason why potentially bringing in the Phantom is also a good thing because it target locks.
Yeah. Yep.
You're basically playing the game of spread the target lock.
Yep.
All right, Blockade Buster.
Blockade Buster. Final text. Deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict them with accuracy down and defense down for 2 turns. Rebel B-Wing dispels all debuffs on itself and gains protection up 10% for 2 turns. If the allied capital ship is home one, call a random ally with defense up to assist, dealing 50% less damage. Grant the assisting ally critical damage up for 1 turn, and then target lock dazed all enemies with target lock for 1 turn.
So here we have a little bit of extra information. This is a game from the home one. Whenever an allied capital ship attacks out a turn, they have 50% critical damage and gain protection up 30% for 2 turns. These bonuses are doubled for rebel allies. You are gaining 10% from this ship, and you're gaining 60% from the home one for attacking out.
Yep.
This is going to potentially be a, oh, fuck, this stalls me out team.
Okay.
This has remnants of Padme levels of protectional bullshit. So yeah.
All right.
Fun. Really fun.
All right. Special 2, which is crew, so composite beam laser.
Yep.
Final, this has got 5 cooldown. That a special,
Yes.
It's a big attack or something. Yep. Okay.
So just before we get into it, this was something in the animated series that could kill capital ships on its own. So it having a big cooldown is great. It not targeting the capital ship to like damage it substantially. Yeah, they could have done that as a, it's like an 8 cooldown. You get it down to it. It disables the capital ship. It bumps all the things back up. And then the next time it does it, it kills it. They could have done something so fun with their ship, but they didn't. But they have done something quite fun here.
All right.
Yep. Go, Mike.
Final text. Deal physical damage to all enemies and Rebel B-Wing gains critical damage up for 2 turns. If the allied capital ship is home one, inflict evasion down on all enemies for 1 turn. If target enemy is already afflicted with evasion down, ability block them for 1 turn instead and deal 100% bonus damage. This ability starts on cooldown. If the allied capital ship is home one, the cooldown of this ability is reduced to 1 at the start of battle. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of a head fuck. It means straight away you call him out. He's not going to be able to do the big hit right off the bat. The second time through, he is going to do the big hit. Guaranteed you want the big hit as soon as you can. Potentially 100% extra damage on ability blocks. So you're going to look for other characters that can ability block. I think, again, that comes down to Raven's Claw, the Phantom,
down,
the
though?
Ghost.
If
no, so
had evasion down,
if that, so anything that can give evasion down is great.
Yeah.
But the ability block, we need to see how it's coded to make sure that they've not fucked it up. Because usually it's, they've got ability block, now do this.
Okay.
So if that is the case, 100% extra damage just for ability box spam. Okay. I hope it isn't broken in that way, and I hope you need evasion down. But there's a chance that it could be broken.
I like that they're also guaranteeing that you use this ship with home one
Oh,
You
without
reckon? I'm not.
making it that you have to, right?
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
but think about it because they're well, I mean they're trying to at least, right? Like we saw with like Rogue One, like it's kind of a ship you throw in with other ships, even because it's just good in general. Um, and this one, like with this ability right here, it's a cooldown of 5 unless capital ship is home one. So it's like if you want to use this super awesome ability, you need to have home one.
yeah. Like, they are tying it so heavily to Rogue One. And it's like, for me, I'm tempted to pull the Phantom for it, the Ghost for it. We don't need them on the Profundity now. So why not? Like, Phantom, Ghost, and B-Wing is my 3 in reserve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to start by pulling the Phantom, then the B-Wing, then the Ghost. Because turn one Phantom into turn 2 B-Wing. That could be disgusting because you'll have the target locks out by that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that'd be a ridiculous combo, yeah.
Yeah. So this is where we start getting into the headfucky territory. I'm going to apologize to Mike here because there is so much to unpack. And I'm going to apologize to Burn because it is even my brain started to go, really?
Am I
Ow.
am I reading the unique, or you're gonna stop me
Yeah.
during
So
the middle of it, or
read through the whole unique and then we'll have to break certain bits down because it has ship interactions.
all right? Okay, so this is a unique, and it's called Tactical Maneuver. So the final text is: at the start of the battle, if the Allied capital ship is home one, gain 10% max health until the end of the battle. Whenever Rebel B-Wing is damaged by an enemy, gain 25% turn meter and retribution for 2 turns. Whenever Rebel B-Wing attacks out of turn, reduce all cooldowns on home one, excluding call reinforcement by 1. Whenever Rebel B-Wing gains Master Plan, all Rebel allies gain 25% critical chance stacking for the rest of the encounter. Whenever Master Plan expires, Rebel B-Wing gains Tactical Supremacy for 2 turns, which can't be copied.
So we're going to start by saying what Master Plan is. Master Plan is the ultimate off the home one, which
Okay.
gives you the second round of hits. After the ship uses an ability during its turn, their cooldowns are reset and they gain 100% turn meter. So you'll be able to do the big hit from the B-Wing into the big hit from the B-Wing, which is where the if they're already evasion down, ability block them for 1 turn instead and do 100% damage. This is where this becomes deadly. Like, not even a little bit deadly, just seriously, absolutely hatefully deadly. I really like that part alone. Tactical Supremacy, I haven't looked up, but I know it is I think it's crit damage and something else buff. There's a couple of buffs as part of it.
I have a couple. I have it pulled up right now if you want me to read it real
Yeah,
quick.
Oh, yeah.
if you
So
can read it, Ben.
Yep, Tactical Supremacy is plus 30% crit damage and potency, recovered 10% protection at the start of turn. If dispelled, recover 40% health, then gain advantage and foresight for 2 turns.
Yep. Cool.
Right.
So we've just covered the last 3 lines. Now it gets the complicated bit. Because this is where it gets stupid. So we've already mentioned about home one. Whenever you assist, you're gaining crit damage and protection up for 2 turns. But now when he gets hit, he's getting retribution, which is an attack out of turn, which gives the crit damage and the protection up. So you don't want to hit him. So how are you going to kill him? There's my first thing. How are you going to kill him without triggering retribution? You need to get like an ability block on him so he can't have retribution so that he can't turn meter train you.
Also, to go along with that, when he's attacking at a turn, he reduces the cooldowns on home one as well.
Yes.
With the
Which,
exception of the call reinforcement, but that goes along with getting master plan, right?
yes.
Which then
So
also buffs him.
master plan is a cooldown of 5. So 4, well, it'll need 5 after the first round, 4 if he, because he will give it the extra go right at the start. So potentially turn 2, you could, if he attacks 4 times out of turn, he's done it. He's reset you.
Yeah, and I want to point out that because a lot of people are probably thinking like, oh well, I mean, I just wanted to point that out because a lot of people are gonna be like, oh well, I mean, when are you gonna get to use your ultimate against like these other ships? Because it's gonna take 5 turns, right? You might already be dead by 5 turns, but like you just said, you could use this potentially on turn 2, depending
Yeah.
on how the fight goes.
So it's like potentially master plan. It gives 100% turn meter. So everybody in your fleet is about to take a turn and they get to double tap. So whatever ability, they're doing it twice. And the second time round, if they've used their best ability, they've got their best ability available straight away after. This is going to be bonkers, guys. Not a little bit bonkers, absolutely freaking mentally insane. The other part of this goes hand in hand with Raven's Claw. Now, where are we? So, the first part of Raven's Claw, whenever a non-scoundrel rebel ship assists another rebel ship, it gains foresight. So we've already talked about assists, and we've already talked about other bits and pieces. Allied non-scoundrel rebel ships with foresight ignore taunt effects. So their counterattacks are going at the target that they are attacking. If the attacking enemy without a taunt, their foresight is dispelled. If the Raven Source starts a turn with foresight, inflict target lock on a random enemy who didn't already have it for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. And if the home one is the allied capital ship, foresight, whenever foresight expires, that ship gains offense up. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with target lock, which is going to be regular, Raven's Claw is gaining foresight for 2 turns. And while Raven's Claw has foresight, it's got 50 speed. That's just the crew, which is what we've just gone through, the unique. We have another unique. And this is the one that really plays on the B-Wing. At the start of the battle, or when reinforced for each other active non-scoundrel rebel ally, Raven's Claw gains 40% max health for the rest of the battle. The Raven's Claw is going to get fucked. Especially if you go the Phantom into B-Wing. Because that's 40% on 40%. Because it says max health, it's the current maximum value stacked. So that is compounded.
Okay.
So that second 40% is already more close to like 42, 43%. I think it's like 46% base. Something stupid. I can't remember it off the top of my head how to do that math. So Raven's Claw attacks can't be evaded. Non-scoundrel allies gain 10% offense. If home one is the capital ship, we have other buffs. Like I said before, he is looking like he has got ridiculous offense. So if he's got this ridiculous offense that we're already a little bit about, having another 10%, yeah, this ship's going to hurt.
And this is Kyle-Katarn, the ship that we don't use at the moment, the rebel ship, is that right? Okay.
Yep, complete ship that we do not use. Non-scoundrel rebel allies is instead gain 30% offense. So you're making him hit even freaking harder. A random non-rebel ally who doesn't have defense up gains defense up for 1 turn at the start of the round. We don't care. It's not something we care about here. Without defense up is damaged. inflicts defense. Yeah, so this is the one that I care about. If a non-scoundrel rebel ally without defense up is damaged by an enemy, that enemy is inflicted with defense down for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. So if they hit the B-wing and it hasn't got defense up yet, because it's the first hit that they're doing, they're going to give it defense up. They give it retribution. They give it 25% turn meter, and they gain defense down. Which means when you actually do go to swing and hit, it's probably just going to evaporate.
I hadn't even had this in my head that it was going to be in the team.
Yeah. Basically, Raven's Claw is going to be in the starting 3 to make it absolutely mental.
Okay.
I can't remember the team that we were talking about. One sec. It is Raven's Claw, Bastion's U-Wing, and Biggs, I think is what we were saying is the potential starting lineup.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, okay, we've got a... I'm going to speed up U-Wing because whenever somebody does crits, he gains 15% turn meter. This ship's got a decent amount of damage and a decent amount of crit chance. Probably going to be critting a lot. It has 25% speed, becomes target locked around an enemy, gains 35% turn meter for 2 turns. So whenever a target lock is out, 35% turn meter and advantage for 2 turns. Thank you very much. He gives out target lock as well on the bait. No, it's the crew. Inflict target lock onto an enemy for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. He gains stealth for 2 turns, 30% turn meter. If his U-Wing is already stealthed, it gains offense up for 2 turns. It is like, holy shit. We're using Bastion's U-Wing. It gives target locks.
Okay.
Again, Phantom gives target locks. Biggs.
Yep.
If you remember when it was the Biggs meta and this shit was a pain in the arse. Because he is a tank. It's just that he didn't have the survivability or the protection recovery because recovers 40% protection and taunts for 2 turns whenever an enemy becomes target locked. We just didn't have the target lock spam.
Yeah.
We didn't have the protection recovery spam. We now do. This is going to be protection recovery spam out the window. Literally, Mace Windu's come back and he's going out the window.
Yeah, but he was a Jedi Galactic Republic, not a rebel.
Yeah, but Biggs is going to throw him out this time.
Right.
It's not Palpatine. Biggs is just going
Hey,
to
guys.
walk up, grab him, and go, my turn.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately, guys, I gotta go get my kids.
No
Well,
worries.
enjoy, buddy. Enjoy.
Thanks for coming by.
Yep. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me again.
No, you're always welcome.
You're always welcome, buddy.
Like literally, now
But
you know you're always
go,
welcome.
Mate, just change back to the other screen for a second.
Okay. Oh, nice.
So people can see it. That's what's being painted shortly.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Ranger could make it talk.
Hmm. Awesome. See you, Boom.
Have fun, bud.
We got the
Right,
cameras.
back to the...
Damn it. Okay. Right.
You can sort that whilst we're
Yeah.
talking about the last part of the
Yeah.
kit. So, stay on course is the reinforcement ability. You are going to be using this. Grant Rebel allies advantage and defense up for 1 turn. That plays into the Raven's Claw. It also plays into the Home 1. If the ally capital ship is Home 1 and there's no deployed scoundrel allies, grant Home 1 bonus turn, and their cooldowns are reset, excluding core reinforcement. Now, the core reinforcements is to stop us spamming ships to the moon. The non-scoundrel allies, that's through this, it's through the home one, it's in the Razor Crest. That is to stop you putting boss ship with this.
Okay.
Honestly, the fleet is strong without it. It's an early game answer, is to throw boss ship with everything. I think the home one has just become one of the early game stars. Because this is just going to eat things.
Well,
it may
that's
not be.
assuming you've got like Raven's Claw and all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's not going to be like the early game answer to everything. What this will be is, should you be going for this as early as you can? Yes, because then you've got something to answer everything else in your fleet shard. Is this going to be a answer in GAC to something? Maybe. More likely to be an annoying little prick of a fleet to fight than anything else. So, honestly, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing what bullshit we can pull off. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we can break people with. So, yeah, we need to see. The B-Wing is... Well, you need to put the vote up. You need to put that vote up, Mike.
Oh, yes.
Are we going to have Bantha, i.e. really fucking
Is it
strong
poll
shit?
or vote? I can't remember what the command was now. Jeez.
Was it not touch my
Command.
pole is the command?
It was vote. What? No, that's you.
You didn't... you didn't make it so it was touch my pole. Exclamation mark, touch my pole. Why not, Mike? Come on.
I mean, if anybody votes bad.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I've sat there and it's like, there is no way this is a bad kit. My worry is we may not have the survivability to get to round 3. And I think you're going to be looking primarily at round 3 B-Wing killing thing. So
Okay.
there's my only concern is survivability of this team.
So you said Raven's Claw in the main lineup. You think Biggs,
Raven's Claw
and Biston.
Raven's Claw, Biston, Biggs, and then Rebel B-Wing, Phantom Ghost. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. That still leaves like Millennium Falcon, the Turtle. You've still got like Wedge, Cassian.
For profanity, it's Rebel Y-Wing, Outrider, Millennium Falcon, Rogue One, Cassian, and done at that. You only need those 2 in reserve.
Okay.
You don't even need Wedge, really.
Yeah, right.
So you're running it a little bit lighter, but you are also probably going to get exactly what you want of, here's the Turtle, here's Cassian, get fucked.
So that means there is 1 slot left over for a certain rebel ship that's being asked for the last 20 years.
They could finally bring in the A-Wing, which would be freaking cool if they do.
I was thinking Red 5. What the fuck are you talking about?
The A-Wing. Everybody's screaming for A-Wing as well, which is the annoying part. So there is still definitely enough room for them to bring in other ships.
Yeah.
And do some really cool shit with them. Yeah. This gave me a lot of hope because, like, the way this interacts with, like, 5 other kits is insane. It even interacts with the Ghost. Like, we've not fully talked about it because all it is the Ghost has the ability to give out target locks. So, okay, don't care. But also, the Ghost knocks their potency down. It inflicts speed down. It does... the Ghost can't be targeted, and things like that. And it's like, holy shit. It's interesting to see that these kits are going to be twisted in some fun ways. So yeah, I am actually looking forward to seeing this in game. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looks quite fun. Yeah.
Mild understatement there.
Yeah.
Mild understatement from the Aussie.
Probably.
Looks quite fun.
Yeah. And we had 100% of people say that it was a good kit, which I think if anybody had said it was a bad kit, we'd be having words. But yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Like, the kit is so seriously strong looking. And I've looked, I'll pull up the stats again because we've got it available. Rebel B-Wing. Where are you? So it's physical offense with a relic 0 Captain Drogon is 10,000, with a relic 8 Captain Drogon, which is where I am now. You're gaining 5,600, so this is hitting for 16,000 damage at relic 8.
Yeah.
I will just have a quick look at something here. The TIE Silencer is where I'm looking, and that is at 9,000.
Oh.
So you are well above the TIE Silencer's heavy hit.
Okay.
What's another really heavy hitting one? TIE Defender. And TIE Defender stats. The TIE Defender is at 12,700.
Okay.
And that's at a Relic 8 item.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
This hits big.
Yeah. All right.
This hits big. And I am looking forward to it. But remember, the thing that I don't know how many people have watched the cartoon or the animated series or read any of the comics. This was known as a ship killer.
Okay.
One could be dropped in and it could take out capital ships on its own. Okay. So it having really, really high stats, the damage output is great, but also its health is quite low. And these are notorious for being, oh, look, I shot you with like the world's weakest laser and you're near enough crippled. So this is definitely a glass cannon.
Okay.
Treat it with a bit of respect. Try and find ways to keep taunt up, and you will be better.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. Right.
All right.
Next bit.
I'll go over a couple of updates that happened 4 days ago. So Rebel B-Wing was announced. Kick shards are now farmable in light side battles 1D. Vein is in chromium packs and shipments. For a limited time, Captain Drogon will be available as an additive drop for Cantina nodes. Is that live? Because I'm guessing
Not
you
yet.
need to be okay.
Yeah.
Would he need to be less than like 7 stars? Probably.
I think that's gonna come in when he does.
Okay.
When
the B-Wing.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I haven't seen any other information for it. Unfortunately, I probably won't if you don't see it if you've already got it.
Yeah. I think so. Yep.
But we'll see.
Yep. Marek is added to the accelerated list. There were a couple of bugs and adjustments, and one of them, which I am a little bit annoyed about. Tier 2 of Leia's event has been giving players the kind of heartburn only leftover blue milk could. We've dialed down the difficulty so your journey feels heroic but not harrowing. Where was that? About fucking 2 years ago when we were trying to do it and we're losing tickets to do it. All these, we don't have to lose tickets anymore. It's not that big of a deal. But anyway, Jedi Master Windu, Mace Windu's event. There's some issues with it. Didn't say what.
I'm gonna be honest. I went through it with a couple of people. We were in and out of Discord calls. What it is people can't understand how to do the Kanan event side.
Oh, okay.
Where it is literally he is hitting hard. Really hard. What you need to do is use the basic, use the third, build your protection back up, then take the hit. That's all it was. And people were complaining that, oh, it was hard and you get killed by it. It's not bugged. It was the same as last time. So if it was bugged, it was bugged last time as well. I'm sorry to say, yes, it's an annoying strategy part. It's, do you know how to do it? Yes or no? If the answer's no, you are going to lose.
Well, I don't really know whether it's strategy though. It's basic. Get your health up. Remove the ability block. Basic. It's not.
You're not. So it's when can you use the third so that you can take the big hit as well. So what you want to do is effectively have enough health, do the AoE, and then do the third, so when he hits you, he tickles. And it's about timing it out so that you get your 2 goes in at the right point.
Okay. But yeah, it's a little bit more complicated, I guess, than just basics. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's the most complicated thing in the game.
Yeah. So it also does look like there is going to be extra stuff if you've already got Drogon at 7 stars.
Yeah. Thanks, Howie.
So, okay. Thank you, Howie.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, it's one of those where I'm sat there going, I did the event with like 2 drops on the first round, a drop on one of the rounds, realized that the Kanan event was harder than I remembered. And went, okay, well, I will just put the best defense mods that I've got on him. Did that. Oh, look, I walked the event.
Okay.
I remembered the strategy. I remembered that it was rebuild your protection, use third when you know that he's about to hit you with the big hit. And it's like, read and understand what's going on in the fight before saying, oh, it's broken. Because it's not. Like, yeah, it was rough. It was rough on the first unlock. And that's when we had no fucking clue what we were doing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
However, I think he's now out of game anyway, so you can't unlock him. But okay.
No, I think it's still a couple of days. When I was speaking of Bonez, 12 hours ago, or more than 12 hours ago, I think Bonez said there was still 3 days left. Oh, as in they've removed the event?
No, so, oh yeah, so you can't see events that you've completed.
Yeah.
So I don't know when it ends, but I know it is soon. Honestly, guys, if you are having problems with it, send me a message and I will talk you through how to do it. I will sit there and we'll jump on Discord and I'll talk you through how. It can be done at Relic 5 because I did it at Relic 5.
I just sent Bones a message. We'll see whether he replies. Because he's still got to do it. The only other news is the data mine for the permanent Lightspeed bundles. Looks like for account or for GPs under 4 million can have access to them. What do you think about that one, Brett?
So I think that is definitely a good thing. We definitely needed something. But yeah, it's one of those where it's definitely good that they're bringing him into the game permanently. But remember, you can get past 4 million by buying them all.
Is
Are
that
they going to make it
confirmed?
so?
Or is it?
It's in the data mine. It's highly likely this is the case. They could still pull it off their end. I don't think they will.
Oh no, I meant like, is it if you were to buy? Has anybody done the math to figure out if you were to buy all of them, will you go over 4 million?
No. So from the baby account, when we did Slacker and Ray, because we did the two first light side ones,
Yeah.
we were like within spitting distance of 4 mil.
Because you need to buy the hyperdrive bundle to get access to Ray and Kylo. So you've already got 1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You've already got 1 million. They bump you up quite a lot.
Okay.
You are closing on like 3 million off those two. Like the way to do it if you're new and you want to push these is get the packs, but don't go for the GL until you've got all the packs you want. So buy all the packs that you want, make sure that you've got it, make sure you stay under the 4 mil. And then yeah. And 3 days left on Mace.
Yeah. Awesome.
Bones needs to get his arse in gear and do his Mace.
It's Scorch. I think he's got like 8 shards left for Scorch. And then he can do the event.
Not good enough. He needs to do it today. That's the rules. He needs to get it done today.
Accidentally has it unlocked on his original account, but hasn't gotten to that point with his Bane's account. I don't know how. I really don't.
Oh,
Like,
God knows.
it's a bit backwards, but yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's definitely a good thing that those are being moved into the game permanently. They've been out over a year. I'm hoping that we do see these Lightspeed bundles move in. Like after a year, they just become part of the game, and they're just purchasable for anybody. That way, you don't have to wait for them to reappear. Because that is one of the biggest bugbears people have is, oh, I get paid 2 days later. What do I do?
I've got no problems
Okay.
with them being in the game permanently after, say, a year, maybe 6 months. I'd like, yeah, so 6 months after they came. So Hyperdrive bundle, sorry, Lightspeed bundle comes in this week. 6 months down the track, it comes back in and it's permanent.
I think they'll stick to the year because of how the bonus shards things works. So I think that's how that will work is a year down the line or just over a year down the line.
Yep, that's
maybe
fine.
longer than a year down the line. But that's still fine.
Someone buying Hyperdrive bundle and the packs is never gonna match in GAC with me. Probably not gonna be in the same guild with me. Like, it's a completely different realm to what I'm in, and I have no problem with them getting a leg up. Trying to catch up, sure, but the probability of them actually catching up is pretty low. Yeah.
Unless they spend more than you.
Yeah, but you'd have to, that's a lot of money to catch up, and then I'm still gonna have the mod advantage. Like,
Yeah.
years of mods is always gonna be something you can't replicate. Well, at least, at least at the moment, they haven't given us any way to catch up on mods. So,
don't worry. They've already said that we're going to get all 22 speed mods, and you just pay like 5 crystals, and you mod changes to 22 speed. You'll be fine, Mike. Don't worry about
5 crystals, nice.
Don't worry about it. They've said that Aussies aren't getting that, so you don't need to worry about it.
Okay, all right. I'll just VPN to another country then. Yeah. All right. That's the news. Anything else you want to chat about?
Well, we've only got one question.
Yeah.
Can
we
read the main
read?
thing for me?
Can we read out the Jabba the bot?
reply? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will be. We will be. The main thing for me to take away from this week is all of the testers understand the worries that we've got. They all do. It's not, oh, well, they're all whales or they're all big accounts. There are free to play guys in there. We need to give them time to cook. We need to give them time to fix the issues that are in game at the moment. It is not going to be a 10-second job. So honestly, let's just give them the time to get through everything. Let's get them the support they need by even just being on their channel when they're playing GAC, whatever else. Be there for them when they are doing shit. That's it. And that will give them more reason to do more of the testing.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need more testing.
So
honestly, yeah.
The only thing that I've been able to find that I'm curious about, let's say, is Asenex not getting a spot. Like, he is literally top, even if you want to be generous and say the top 10 in the world for GAC. With the amount of discussion on GAC, like, that's where a lot of the focus is going into for Relic Delta, is the like just how much focus is in GAC. For Tassanex not to even get a spot just makes me a little bit curious as to why, but yeah.
The thing for me is I sit there and I go, why didn't he get this person? Why didn't he get that person? And my exact thoughts are, they're going to want to keep it as a small group. They're going to want to make sure it's people that they know or they have had good dealings with. And I know people are now going to say, oh, but Arnold's in there. They've had good dealings with Arnold because when they have done the right thing, just praise them for it. It's just when they do the bad thing, he scolds them for it. And this is what they need. They don't need somebody that's just going to go, oh, yeah, that's fine. They need somebody that goes, okay, now this. And go from there. Because our options are limited to what we can get. And we don't want to be getting fucked over here. So my main one is yeah, there's some testers that I'd have loved to have seen in it, especially people like Tass, especially people that I know didn't make it. Like, I personally, if I was invited, I would have said no thank you. Because, number one, I don't have the time to test. I don't have the time to put in an extra 20 hours a day, which is what I'd want to feel like I'm doing. I would want to make sure I can put in 2-3 hours where it's just this team and this team. And it will be 4 or 5 fights where it's just continually the same goddamn teams and going from there. I don't have the time to put that in. I really wish I did, but I don't. So I would have had to have looked at it and gone, I can't afford to put the time in. I'm sorry. I'd love to, but I can't.
Can you imagine how much data would be on that spreadsheet of SNXs? Like,
So we know Fatal is in the group.
I get Fatal. Fatal
he
is a
outed
very good
himself?
player, right? Yeah. No
Oh
worries at
no,
all.
no. There's a reason I'm saying this. Fatal, when he tests stuff, is picky as hell. He will test to the 98th percentile. So he will sit there and start there and go, test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, all the way through until he gets to the 100th test. And then he'll go, okay, back we go. 1, 2, 3. He won't just do the same thing 1 or 2 times. He does it hundreds of times. And the data that I have been told about that he's giving, the rest of them are giving really good feedback, really good data feedback. And then Fatal turns up and then it's just like, drops like what you remember in school, those absolute massive encyclopedias. Like everybody else is giving like 2 sheets of homework in. He walks in and goes, doof, doof, doof. There you go. There's my homework. And it's that moment of Scribe said it on last night's podcast. He feels like Fatal does loads more testing than everybody else. But the detail of his testing is insane. And this is why I'm happy that he made the cut in there. Yes, I would have loved people like Tass to have got it. There's other bigger whales that I would have loved to have seen get it. But they didn't. And there are people that are non-streamers in there. There are people that are whales in there. There are people free to play in there. It's a damn good mix. So honestly, best thing to do is just watch this space, let it cook, let it keep going, because honestly, it's probably going to get better. Like the first round of it, we all hated. The second round of it, it was acceptable. The third round of it, it's now actually really acceptable. But we need to see if it's impossible still.
We've got one more.
But we'll see that.
Guaranteed. We've got one more lot of numbers, and that'll be the ones. Bonez replied to me as well, and he said to say hello to everybody who's listening.
No.
They said, "Fuck you."
You should. Yeah, they replied, "FUB."
Yeah.
Right. I'm slowly getting the spray booth set up.
All right, let's go into the question.
Yes.
So this question has come from Bane. So, who do you see being your first Relic 10 character? We've got no information. Like he admits, there's no information. Just who do you think it will be?
I honestly don't know. Like, for my accounts, I would love more info first. But if I had to just randomly guess, it's either going to be Ahsoka, GL Ahsoka, GL Ray, or it will probably be Darth Revan just to get that turn order.
Yeah, Karen
And
also said Darth Revan,
yeah.
and that makes a lot of sense. I do think that's a good idea. I guess it really will depend on what we get given or what the benefit is for Relic 10, but yeah. Darth Revan's the only one that sort of makes any sense without any context on the stats. Because if you get Darth Revan, you know, Leviathan is the fleet arena, right? So yeah, that's all I can think of. Or Big Deal says
Right.
Cup.
Yeah, Cup could be an interesting one because there will be R9 Cup, R10 Cups.
Yeah.
I would love to say that I'd do Wampa.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to do something like Jabba because that I reckon could be quite fun.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know. That's probably where I'm at. For those of you who are in Discord, the Hutts Discord, if you're not and want to, there's like Linktree, and even on Twitch, every so often there'll be an actual link there for Discord. You can go in there and ask questions and all that sort of stuff. We've got a podcast questions part. And within that, or within Discord in general, we have an AI bot thing that will randomly reply to you. Sometimes it's just really left of field, but this time it's replied to Bane. Yeah. So Bane said, you know, who do you reckon is going to be the first Relic 10 character you do? So Jabba the bot has replied, who the hell cares about your worthless opinions on some no-name player? Go back to your mum's basement and play with your action fingers, you pathetic loser. Like, the bot was, like, so savage.
The bot was relatively vicious.
Yeah. It's just, like, completely ripped him apart. So, but yeah. Anyway, so that's the question for this week. Yeah.
So, before the outro and everything, I have a little bit of information I want to pass on to everybody.
Okay.
So, as you know, Reality SWGoH Gaming Ranger is always helping with ACS, raising money for charity and everything else, and really busy guy. I am going to send Mike the link. I'm going to chuck it in here. There is a link for a Google Forms page. Please go in there and fill it in. What it's for is basically we're doing something for him where we're actually painting this for him. And it's getting sent for Halloween. So we're also going to put any messages you guys want to send in there as well. So I'm going to copy this, put it in this chat. Nobody tell Ranger what is actually happening. The reason for this is it's to say thank you for everything that he's done and everything that he's constantly doing. So if you want to put in your own thank you, there is the Google Forms page. Put it in. I will be handwriting it all on proper, making it aged, making it look like a Jedi manuscript that's been scrunched up.
Or like parchment.
And then it's going to be, and then we're going to put it in the mouth of the Rancor, wrap it, and post it to him. Now, what he doesn't know is it's not going direct to him. and we're going to terrorize him all the way through and say, have you got the box yet? So he won't know that it's there until it's there. But it will be there earlier. I will be back in about an hour or so painting it. So if you do want to join us for the painting of it, the stream will be YouTube and Twitch. We're going to be painting that all afternoon. I need to contact a friend, get a lift into town, go get another spray can. Those that were on YouTube, those that were on Twitch, you did see a little bit of a white cloud. I've got my spray booth set up. My spray can has run out. So I need to go get some more. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Go and getting that, and then doing that. If you want to fill in that form, it's going to be spread everywhere. If you know people, just make sure Ranger does not get told what he's getting. It is meant to be a fun surprise for him. What you'll also be seeing is, for those that haven't seen it, the ACS that they're doing this year, there is a What's It to give away, one of these fully painted, that will be in the same box. So he will be getting all of that in the next couple of days. Once I've got it painted all up, it'll get boxed up, sent out, and shipped out. And I will put out an alert in my Discord saying last chance to fill in the form. That's all it will say. It will have the link, and that's it. Because Ranger is in there, so we can't talk about it openly, but you guys get to see it. Ranger knows not to come on the stream this week because we're doing the work on it, and he was there going, but I want to, and he was like, no. So have fun, terrorize Ranger with it a little bit, go, we know what you're getting. Have a laugh, guys. Ranger is ace. We all love him as a community, and we like making him do shoeies, which is even more fun. So that's it from me. I'll be back in about an hour. I need to go to town, get more spray can, and yeah, I've got to get shit to do this painting bullshit. So that's me back in about an hour. Aussie Mike.
Yep. All right. So we will see you next week. Are you here next week, or are you having next week off? You don't yet?
I am. I depends on news. Depends on news.
Okay.
If we have a dead week, that's going to be my week off.
Yeah. All right. No worries.
So
All right.
we'll know by like Wednesday stroke Thursday.
All right. Well, maybe see Womprat. You'll definitely see me. Yeah. Have a good week, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
Right. And where are we raiding to?
Recording has stopped. Nooch? Or the mighty Captain Frost?
Oh, Frost. Let's go to Frosty.
All right. Raiding over.
See you next week, Ryrock.
Couple of seconds and then it'll be gone. All right, raiding now.